My husband fell in love with my stepsister and got her pregnant. When my stepsister lost the baby, he accused me of orchestrating it and threw me out of the house. What he didn't know was that I was also pregnant. 5 years later, I became a well-known doctor and raised my twin sons alone. But I never expected that my first patient would be my stepsister. When I stepped into the hospital hallway, my ex-husband, Eric, noticed me immediately. His face twisted into a hostile scowl. What is she doing here? How dare she show up? Before he could approach me, Olivia stormed over, raising her hand as if to slap me, but her hand never landed. I caught her wrist midair and calmly asked, "What do you think you're doing?" Olivia sneered, "Ashley, what are you doing here? Eric warned you to stay away from Willowmere. Are you trying to stir up trouble again?" I released her wrist with a flick, causing her, in her high heels, to stumble and fall to the floor. Desperate, Olivia turned to Eric. "Eric, look at her. 5 years ago, she made me lose my baby, and now she's here to hurt me again. Haven't I suffered enough because of her?" Eric's face darkened, and he roared, "Ashley, who said you could come back?" Internally, I scoffed at their assumptions. Did they still think I was the same weak and pitiful Ashley they once knew? Outwardly, I remained composed. "I don't understand what you mean." At that moment, other staff members approached us. Noah, one of the senior doctors, stepped forward and introduced me. "Mr. Anderson, this is Dr. Garcia, the specialist overseeing Ms. Garcia's case." Olivia froze. "What?" Noah, sensing the tension, quickly clarified, "This might be a misunderstanding. Dr. Garcia is a top specialist we brought in from overseas. She just returned after years of training abroad." Eric's eyes narrowed, confusion flashing across his face. Ashley had always been timid, barely daring to meet his gaze, but this Dr. Garcia radiated confidence and authority. Maintaining a neutral expression, I said evenly, "Hello, I'm Alice Garcia. I'm not sure who this Ashley is you're referring to." Noah hesitated before reluctantly revealing the connection. Ashley was Mr. Anderson's ex-wife. I smirked, glancing at Olivia with mock curiosity. "Ex-wife? And who's this?" Noah stayed silent, clearly uncomfortable, but Olivia couldn't restrain herself. "None of your business," she snapped, her face flushing with anger and embarrassment. I smiled faintly. "You're right, but when you publicly accuse me of causing you to lose your child, you make it my business, don't you?" My tone was sharp and cutting. Eric's eyes narrowed, his voice cold. "Dr. Garcia, your focus should be on Olivia's health, not on meddling in personal matters." I met his icy tone with calm defiance. "Of course, Mr. Anderson, but you'll need to wait your turn. I have other patients to see first." Olivia's face turned red with fury. "You can't treat us like this. Do you even know who we are?" I smiled mockingly. "Oh, I know. And I also know that in this clinic, everyone waits their turn. Status doesn't skip the line." Her face burned with humiliation, but I didn't stay to enjoy the aftermath. I had more important matters to attend to. Later that day, Eric summoned his assistant, Tristan, to his office, his expression grim. "That woman," he said coldly, "Dr. Alice Garcia, investigate her, everything about her." Tristan nodded. "Understood, sir. May I ask?" "Just do it," Eric interrupted. "I don't care how spotless her record looks. Dig deeper. Find out what she's hiding." When Tristan left to begin the investigation, Eric leaned back in his chair, running a hand through his hair. The resemblance between Alice and Ashley was haunting. Could it really be her? But how?